Good morning, Gabrielle.
Good morning, Grand Rising Love.
Hello, everyone. And it's that day. It is Twin Flame Tuesday. We're calling this episode Full Circle.
Yes.
Yeah. So, last week we talked about if you, what, like, kind of like the beginning of Twin Flame. We kind of started there. So, we're calling this Full Circle because we're going to kind of hit on some of the big, heavy points of Full Circle, some of the biggies. But what we want you to understand is don't be hard on yourself if you haven't grasped these yet. You're going to go through them as you go through them. You're going to know them when you know them. And that's the way all of life is. So it is a journey. And the twin flame journey, also don't feel like you are so different than everyone else because it is the twin flame journey is a model for the journey that everyone is on. So that's why our show has been so meaningful to people who they don't know who their twin is, don't even believe in twins necessarily, but they see how but I'm going through this too. So yeah, what do you have to say this morning, Gabrielle?
Yes, the twin flame journey is the model of coming together with your divine feminine and masculine. And it's a beautiful journey within yourself. It's a beautiful journey outwards. Even though, we can have those things that look hard and look difficult because we do have this persona of the ego and we can let certain emotions get in the way.
Oh, let's talk about those emotions
Yeah.
since you brought that up.
Okay.
Because in the beginning, there was energy, and it was just energy. And then it developed intelligence, conscious awareness. And what did it become consciously aware of?
It's
Emotions itself.
Mhm.
And right? And you froze. You're
Oh, I'm
right.
sorry.
No, that's okay. I'm sure I will before it's over too. That's the nature of it. Um, it became consciously aware of itself. And so it began learning things and experiencing things. And then, just like we talk all the time about AI becoming consciously aware, and it developed, and the concern is, well, what if it starts developing emotions? Well,
Yeah.
guess what? Energy started getting smart. And then what did it do? It started developing emotions. So that is what we're going through. And our light beings that we are, they're continually expanding consciousness. So they're continually expanding their knowledge base and their emotional intelligence, just as we are. The difference is they can see from the higher dimensions, they can see things that we can't. That's why we let all that full spectrum of energy in, yeah, to guide us. So that's why emotions are so important. Emotion is a good thing because the universe values it because that is why we're expanding consciousness. It's for intelligence, yes, but emotional intelligence is an automatic byproduct of intelligence.
And I want to, yeah, it is. It really is. And I want to say something on that. Because we have become a society that is so robotic in nature.
Yeah.
We shy away from the emotions. We only really want to experience the happy emotions, and anything less than that is bad. But we're here to experience the full spectrum of emotions, the full spectrum of light. We're here to experience. So, with that being said, try not to look at emotions in a negative connotation way, in a negative way. Emotions is, like you said, a byproduct of intelligence, and this expansion of intelligence. So we need these emotions, whether they're whether we're angry or sad. The thing is not to get caught in those emotions. The
Right?
emotions are gonna come up.
Have sovereignty of self. That
Of
is one of
self.
our big things that we want to talk about.
Yeah,
So the crystal we got was
lapis lazuli.
right. Read what you had about it because
Okay.
what I have, of course, is great. It's about sovereignty, has always been about relationships because we're always in relationship, and that's true. And you can only find the inner fortitude to raise up in relationships when you embody self fully. But what you had about it is so perfect for this episode. So yeah.
Okay, so let me read what it says. This is from mycrystals.com. If you want to go look at it, it says the energies of lapis lazuli stone will help you to overcome your shyness and encourage you to come out of your shell. These healing properties can help you identify and bring to the surface those past hurts, traumas, and complications that lead you to your uncertainty or shy behavior and show you how to heal them. So it shows you how to go inside of yourself and do this healing work, which we all need for this whole journey.
Absolutely, because the journey is, as we started out, whether you're on the twin flame journey or not, the journey of this life is coming to sovereignty of self, letting go of all these societal programs that we have, of what society says we're supposed to do, what our ancestral DNA has connected to it that says do this, do this, do this, becoming fully ourselves. And so we have to become fully sovereign of self. We have to find our voice. Imagine that. Imagine me being connected to something that says you need to find your voice. I know people who know me my whole life said, when did you not have your voice? Believe me, talking does not mean you have your voice.
I know.
Singing does not mean you have your voice. Often you use what you're saying and singing, et cetera, to actually try to use your voice or show that your voice is having to be hidden. You're trying to get that out. But the full spectrum of embodiment of our light being, because people think of the white light all the time. We're always talking about the white light, but white light contains, what does it contain, Gabrielle?
The full spectrum.
The full spectrum.
Full spectrum of light. And that is a beautiful card. That's Metatron's.
It's Metatron.
Yes.
Yes. It's the back of every Metatron card. Imagine that. Imagine that. Whenever I first got this deck, it did not occur to me about Metatron and the full spectrum of color. But think about the movements that talk about unconditional love that are attached to rainbow. You know, it's about the full spectrum of color. It's about coming from seeing things from black and white. It's about understanding that unconditional love, it's very accepting. It's very, and that doesn't mean we're doormats. It doesn't mean any of that. It means that we don't place conditions on people. We let people come to us as they are, and we love that person or we don't. And that doesn't mean that there's not room for growth, that there's not boundaries that we set. That doesn't mean that at all. But it just means we don't find someone and say, "Oh, you're absolutely perfect. Now let me change you."
Yeah, no.
That's what unconditional love means.
We meet people where they are. We see them where they are. We stand in our sovereignty over ourselves. We see people for what they are, where they are, but we also envision them in their highest potential. And when we do that, we're allowing the energies for them to meet us where we are. It's not about us trying to physically drag someone to come over here with us. It's about us having sovereignty over ourselves, standing in our vibration, holding our vibration, them seeing that vibration. They have the same energy inside of them like we have inside of us. Them wanting to or deciding not to come and raise up to that vibration. And when they do decide to, they will come that way. And if they don't, we have to be fine with that.
We cannot cord relationships or put hooks in or tie them up or stranglehold and here we're not talking literal people, although that's a whole other conversation.
I know, right?
Yeah, right. Okay, we're talking energetic, and if anyone has ever felt an energetic hook or cord or whatever, or stranglehold, even real.
Yeah, very, very real. Energy talks first.
Energy talks first. That's right. But freedom, that's one of the things we wanted to talk about. And being authentic, all of those things. We need to understand that we're always in relationship, whether we want to be in a relationship or not. So freedom is being in the right relationships, the right way, uncorded. Freedom is being in relationships, merging, being interconnected, but not losing yourself. As a matter of fact, if you're in the right relationships, who you are is so valued that it's celebrated, it's uplifted, it's encouraged. It makes you exponential because who you are is so valued and you so value who they are.
Yeah.
And then the two of you together have this thing. So
Yeah.
it's exponential.
Yeah.
That's what, and that's any relationship, whether it's with your child, with your parent, with a friend. I mean, the two of us,
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel exponential because of my relationship with you.
Me too. With you.
Right. So there is such freedom in that because it's expansive. Freedom is expansiveness.
Yeah.
It's the opposite of being constricted and confined.
Yeah.
And true caring about someone, a true caring relationship, it's not about confining that person. It's not about courting them in, and it's not about any of
Or
them.
making them do anything, That's why the whole energy of, if my twin isn't here and then you go off and try to buy love spells to bring them in and stuff like that, we can't force anyone else's energy. Only thing you can do is work on yourself, love yourself, show up in their energy, and allow them to work on themselves however it comes and shows about.
Letting that full spectrum of you in, especially with your twin, but with anyone that you're supposed to have in your life or anything that's meant to be in your life, letting that full spectrum of you in puts you vibrationally or energetically where you're supposed to be. And that will attract what is in alignment with you. You don't want that person by courting them in, by pulling them in. You want that person because you're in alignment. As much as you want that person, if you're not in alignment, it's not going to go well. And you're going to hurt each other. And that's not what you want.
And I'm glad you said that because that goes into how a lot of time people don't even know themselves. Yes. So we can't even get to this part of the work if we don't know ourselves. If we don't know our own energy, if we don't know who we are, how do we want to show up, who do we want to be, our own true authenticity. And how you do that is by going inside of yourself, sitting with yourself, having these moments with yourself, discovering you are a whole internal being universe. You have this universe inside of you that you have to discover.
Yes, right. It's all without.
Yeah.
But it is all within. It's like the minute there is something that happens outside, somehow or another, we get the information inside too. Yeah. Everything without is within.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why we feel things on an energetic level when the moon is in a full moon or, all the different aspects. It's because of the energies. Energies talk first. Energy is what made this physical reality.
It is the physical reality.
It is the physical reality. Matter is just energy slowed down to slower vibration. That's it.
Right. I had someone this week talk to me. They were trying to feel the vibrations in stones, and they weren't feeling it. And I said, that's okay. You may not at first. Yeah. And they're like, well, maybe it's mind over matter. And I was trying to figure out a way to discuss mind over matter because, of course, yes, everything is mind over matter because until we become consciously aware of something, we're not. Until we've tasted chocolate, we haven't tasted it. Until you hold the stone and you accept this has a vibration to it. Everything has a vibration to it. Until you accept that, you're not going to feel it.
You're not going to feel it.
But yet, you may not consciously accept it. You may just pick it up one day and feel it because you're unconsciously finally there where you will accept it. Doesn't mean it wasn't there the whole time. It's kind of like we talked about subtleties earlier.
Yeah.
I told you that I knew that a huge part of my journey and why some things have been so delayed and some of my issues have been, I've never been one that understood subtlety. Yeah. I don't get subtlety. When somebody is being subtle with me, either I miss it totally or I think they're playing games with me. Why aren't they just telling me? Why aren't they just being direct? And here I read behavioral styles. I teach behavioral styles. I understand behavioral styles. But for the life of me, that eludes me so much why somebody doesn't just, I understand being tactful. I understand putting things delicately. I understand all of those things, but I don't understand being so subtle that someone doesn't get what you're saying.
Yeah.
And I've had to learn that so much of life is subtle, and how to calm down enough to catch the subtleties, because I was born with my fight, flight, and freeze.
Yeah.
I was born with it on.
Yeah.
And so subtlety, and I never got it. And I'm getting better at it, but I still, if I don't do my breathing, if I don't do those things to stay in this state of sovereignty of self, if I don't stay within, if I don't go within frequently, subtlety gets lost on me again. So that's a choice I have to make.
And I'm glad you brought that up about subtlety, because a lot of times, a lot of us, because we're becoming more consciously aware, we're getting more in tune with our intuition, which when we're in our fight and flight mode, we're more in tune with our instincts. And so to be able to navigate this reality, you have to be able to navigate with both of those energies. And so, because a lot of us has had, past traumas from generations passed on to us, traumas from when we came into our life. Our parents didn't know, they was raised on fight or flight, so it just passed on down to us.
Absolutely.
And so we have to become more aware and be able to learn how to train ourselves to live in the frequency of subtlety. And the reason why I say that too is because, it's a lot transpiring in my life right now. And with that being said, we feel those energies of things transpiring in our life. We still feel the vibration of it. And that vibration can show up as one or two ways if you're not consciously aware. It will show up, the feeling in your body, as anxiety. Now, if you're not consciously aware of it, you will go into the anxiety state, hyperventilating, whatever else, spiraling out of control. But when you're consciously aware that these are the energies of everything that I've been asking for coming into my life, I'm having to step into those energies so I'm able to bring myself to center, calm that part of myself down, and get it into a subtle energy so I can be able to walk these channels with grace.
Absolutely. Yeah. Step into the fullness of what you have asked for, which could be, wait a second, I asked for this? Yes, I did. But then we get scared of what we asked for. We ask for twin flame. I mean, when we meet our twin, we're immediately, everything in us wants that person.
Yeah.
And so we do ask for that. But then how often do they end up running, or we end up running, or there ends up being this push-pull going on? And it's because of the intensity of the relationship and not understanding that the intensity of the relationship does not have to create the push-pull. The intensity of the relationship can actually, if we can calm ourselves down, if we will go within, calm ourselves down, use sodalite even, which looks very much like this stone.
Yeah.
Use things to calm ourselves down, and let that mirror, that most perfect mirror we've got, let that mirror actually help us to grow, let it help us to see the subtleties or whatever it is. If we will do those things, our twin flame journeys can go so much more smoothly. But until we're there, we're not there. And we are not, and it's not that we're not there because we don't want to be. It is our societal programming. If we did not have the societal programming, when we met our twin, that attraction would be, oh my gosh, that is my person, and there we would be. And we would do that. If we understood how to use energy, we would have used that mirroring, and we would have grown into these beautiful relationships of 1 + 1 = 3, where we valued one another, we respected who the other was, and we helped one another by being in a relationship in a one, but also each being one and having 3. It would be, but we've got all that programming that teaches us to, oh, that's too good to be true. That can't last. That can't be right. What am I? We've got all of those things that bring up, as you say, the fear in us. And that is why we need to let in the full spectrum of light, so we grow past all of that. But also we need to understand the full spectrum of tools we have. All these wonderful blue stones, celestine, that helps us connect above to let in our full spectrum. The blues are great for that. And they're also about using our voice too.
Yeah.
So literally, if your voice could be having problems, they're great for that.
They are.
But they're good for if you need to find words that you want to say. Or find a way to express yourself. So the blues are great for twin flame journey. I just now realize how great blues are for twin flame journey.
They're wonderful for speaking your truth and speaking it with an authentic layer. Instead of, because a lot of time when we speak our truth, when we're trying to find that balance, it can come from a place of anger or whatever else. And it's okay. Don't judge yourself because you're trying to find your balance. This is all a learning game. Think of it that way. We're all learning ourselves. We're all experiencing. I did something the other day and I was like, and I caught myself for a minute. I said, no, I don't live in that energy. I don't beat myself up because this is like, for me, I look at it as a kid exploring. We haven't been taught how to work with energy. We haven't been taught we're energetic beings. So we're legitimately exploring who we are, what we are at our core, and we're navigating those energies and finding the balance, the center. Like you said earlier, the fight and flight mode, that's been my life too, either up or down. And I've always said to myself, why am I either all in or all out? And my biggest challenge along this journey has been finding balance. And the more that I step into that balance, the more calmness, the more serenity, the more flow comes into my life. And that's the beautiful part of the individual journey as well as the twin flame journey.
Which is all about forgiving ourselves, forgiving everything around us, forgiving the twin, if you know your twin or divine counterpart, however you want to term it. So we hear the phrase so often that, forgiveness is for yourself. Why do we say that? It's because unforgiveness is dense energy. So you may think that you're getting even with someone. You may think you're being clever, smart, whatever, by holding on to unforgiveness. You may even think you're protecting yourself by holding on to unforgiveness, or, like I said, showing that person. But you're not. Anything in your life that is denser energy and you're holding on to it, you're weighing your own energy down.
Yeah.
And how's that affect us, Gabrielle?
It affects us in our whole vibrational being. If you're holding on to negative energies from either your twin doing something or anyone else or whatever else has transpired, and you don't release that energetic pull on you, that hold, that energy and motion that's supposed to move, not stay in your body, it causes a vibrational effect in your body. We're energy and vibration. So they can show up as illnesses. It can show up as all kind of things in your love life, in your financial life. It can show up in every aspect of your beingness because you are a human being in this reality.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Anytime we hold on to density, anytime we are energetically stuck anywhere, we are preventing ourselves from having, even if it doesn't show up, maybe our finances are doing great. Maybe we think our life is doing great. We are missing out on things we're supposed to have. Energy is never meant to be stuck. Stuck is what causes the physical pain.
Yeah.
I have friends who have fibromyalgia, and they ask me how I'm dealing so well with the pain. I still have tons of fatigue to deal with. I have to, I don't sleep well still. I have to nap during the day, all of those things. I'm still
But you're active too now, because you do a lot of stuff.
I do a lot. But the way I've managed the pain is I don't stay energetically stuck.
That's it.
That is how I manage the pain.
Yeah.
Pain is when we are energetically stuck.
Yeah.
And when somebody has pain, you can't tell them that, because that sounds like you're blaming them. Because believe me, I know how many people would tell me, well, you cannot hurt if you would think differently. Well, it's not even about thinking differently. Again, until you are consciously aware, you're not consciously aware.
Yeah.
So until you understand that dis-ease in our body, discomfort, dis-ease, shows up as disease,
As disease, yeah.
as a disease.
95% of diseases are emotional based.
Right. And so if you're having physical pain in your body, now granted, if you sit at your desk doing 8 weeks of social media work, your back's probably going to start hurting. But I can even relate that back to that is not my behavioral style to do that for somebody else. So I have created stuck emotional energy, which therefore leads me to also then be stuck physically. Mm-hmm. So I've created a negative energy loop for myself. Mm-hmm. So my energy is not moving correctly. My physical body is not moving correctly. I've created a dis-ease state for my body. I've created pain again. I've put myself back into a pain state by doing that. Yeah. So that is where pain comes from. Yeah. But until somebody accepts that, they don't accept it. Mm-hmm. And we simply have to find what that is and release what that is. But you can't make someone see that either until they're ready to feel that and experience that and understand that and just go within. And the beauty of releasing the things that causes pain is, for some people, given their behavioral styles, they do need to know exactly what it was, especially if it was a specific trauma. Sometimes we have to work through those traumas. Mm-hmm. But a lot of it, it's past life stuff. Yeah. Or it's so long ago that we really don't have memory of it. So we have to work through it. Mm-hmm. All we have to do is just find it somewhere in the energetic memory, acknowledge it, and just, I don't want to be here anymore. Yeah. I don't want to hurt there anymore. I don't want to hurt here anymore. I don't want to hurt anymore. Yeah. And so whatever this is, whether it was how I was spoken to or wasn't spoken to, how I was manhandled by somebody, whatever, I forgive it. Mm-hmm. Forgive it all. Mm-hmm. Your part in it, whether your part was that you just haven't acknowledged it until now. Yeah. 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 Forgive it. Let it go. And the more you do this, the more you let go, the less pain you have.
The less pain you have, and the easier it gets. And I want to say something about the easier it gets, because it's not saying that the work that's coming your way is going to get easier. It's saying that you're going to be able to handle, because me and as we do this energetic work, we're first of all healing things in this lifetime. And as we get deeper, we started healing our lineages. We started healing the collective. It's the planet. It's some deep internal healing that goes on.
And it is physically draining. I mean, I'm now dealing with physical dis-ease from moving energy that is cosmic energy. But that is who I am and what I'm supposed to do. And I accept that with such peace, because I know it's who I am. Yeah. We were talking earlier. You were talking earlier about people who say they love their jobs, but seem miserable in them. Yeah. Go ahead.
And so many people that's not even aware, of themselves. Because like I said, we live in a society that has programmed us to not sit with yourself. If you're sitting down, you're being lazy. It's always in the masculine energy of go, 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 go. It hasn't nurtured the feminine aspect of ourselves, which we're all feminine and masculine. It had nurtured the feminine aspect of ourselves when we need to sit and relax and ease, when we need to receive those intuitive informations and on all that it comes with the feminine aspect. So yes, a lot of people that I talk to, and I'm like, they love their job, but then when they talk about doing the work, it's like draining. I'm like, I don't even get paid as much money as y'all do, and I love my work, and it rears me up to get up in the morning, So that's because I found my purpose. I found what I came here for. When you go inside of yourself, your soul knows what you want to express, how you want to express it. It is our duty to go inside and discover that.
Absolutely. And that is the twin flame journey. That is what it's about. When we do those things, if our twin is here and we come across them, and if they're here, we're going to come across them, we're going to get together then. Every time we heal, they heal some. So just be who you are and have the best life you can have. And be happy for what your life is, and know that somewhere out there you're helping somebody else heal, because you're not just helping your twin heal. Every time we're in our vibrational frequency we're supposed to be in, that means we're showing up at all the places we're supposed to, so that everyone else that is depending on our frequency, because everyone is, we're all in relationship, everyone else is getting what they're supposed to get, not just the twin. And we don't get what we're supposed to get unless everyone else is doing that. That is what wholeness and oneness is. That is why we have to be whole and complete in and of ourselves, sovereign over self. And it is unselfish to do, because that's how everyone gets what they're supposed to have.
Yeah.
That's why we're supposed to be real with ourselves. And it's about, I love this, we're talking about the color spectrum. And a lot of people see, when they think of white, there's the silvery white of the moon, the fullness of the moon. You're going to love how I'm doing this, because the moon often signals a completion, a cycle, an ending, and a new beginning. Invoke the silver ray to purify the past and to clear the way for a bright new future, illuminated by silver's truth and clear direction. Archangel Metatron's got the full color spectrum.
Yeah.
It's all in white, but his silver ray protects us at all times. No one can have any harm befall them if you ask for his light, all the spectrum of light. And Archangel Metatron, of course, is one of the energetic beings who is here to help us. It's just one of the energetic beings. Never fear the dark, and use the silver ray for beginnings and endings, because every ending is just pushing you on to a new beginning. Whether you're ending a pattern in yourself, or whether you're ending kind of something that you're doing and you're going to change it up.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. So that leads us into what's going on now. This is our last Twin Flame Tuesdays episode for this season. I know. I was like, oh my goodness, no. But so we have so much going on. I know last week when we came on here, we talked about, particularly changing the format, doing 20-minute segments, 30-minute segments, and then going that way. But we have so many episodes right now that with so much knowledge and so much information that you can go back and look at. So we're looking at, we're branching off in so many new arenas in both of our businesses. I am doing a lot of user-generated content, different aspects to even help the Twin Flame channel even grow even more.
Sure.
So with that being said, we're going to end season 1, and we come back for season 2. It's going to be on and popping.
I know. And I'm looking forward to that too. We will both have other projects that will have been well into fruition that will contribute to season 2 greatly. Yeah. And I know, but I don't know what we're going to do. We're going to have coffee together on Tuesday mornings. I
know, but since we're so impromptu, make sure you're on the lookout, because we might have an impromptu section that comes up when we're downloading information from Spirit. You never know.
You don't know with Gabrielle and I, because we are very much that. I mean, it's like, girl, what are you doing? And we have got. I've got copious notes that we've done where we've talked. I mean, all kinds of things. Because Gabrielle and I, our energies play off of each other all the time. And so you all may not see it, but Gabrielle and I actually do a lot of work together. And the universe uses us in tandem a lot because of who our energetic light beings are. Mm-hmm. Energetically, we are very connected. And so we work in tandem a lot. And so us not being here every Tuesday doesn't mean that nothing is going on and that we're not continuing to build and have for you all. And if you have questions, of course, reach out and we'll pop on and answer those too. But as far as just a regular scheduled episode, we're not going to be doing that for a while. We're taking a bit of a hiatus.
Yeah, we're taking a bit of a hiatus to bring more energy, to bring more energy, financial energy, everything into the project so we can grow as a whole and be able to learn how to be able to navigate these energies of the twin flame union. Because like we said before, the model is the twin flame model for everything.
It is. Everything we talked about, we may not have used the word twin flame through all of that very often, but everything you're doing, whether you've met your twin yet or not, whether you're with your soulmate, whether you're by yourself right now. If you're by yourself preparing yourself to be with someone because you're never really by yourself. We're all, it's synergistic. We are all, everything we do reverberates out. Every action we take, every action we don't take, there's someone somewhere who's waiting for you to be at a certain place, to do a certain thing. The greatest gift you can ever give the world is showing up and being who you're supposed to be.
True authenticity.
That is the greatest gift you can ever. Where did the card go? Here it is. It's well, I don't know what I did with it. It was be real. I dropped it. That is it. That is the greatest gift we have to give the world. People want to know, what am I supposed to be? What am I supposed to do? You know, what's my purpose? Be real.
And I actually have, if you follow on TikTok, I actually have a video that helps you to be able to go over how to discover your soul's purpose. You have to go inside of yourself, love yourself. It's a whole video on that, on how to ask different questions to ask yourself to discover your soul purpose. Because when you started going inside of yourself, asking yourself these questions, your unconscious mind, yourself, is going to give you these answers. It wants to give you these answers so you can start embodying that energy.
And the thing we have to do is release all of those things that cause us to doubt it, push it away, not give energetic space, bandwidth in our lives for it. That is one of the biggest things that with any aspect of our lives, you have to give energetic bandwidth for the new to come in. Yeah. And that is why we have had to end season 1 and is to give energetic bandwidth for new things to come in so we can bring you more later. Yeah. But there's plenty of content. We have got tons of content. People can certainly go back and see the other episodes. We've covered everything that you can imagine, twin flame. Yes. But I know we will have new, fresh ways to say it, new things to bring. And we're constantly being channeled new things.
Yes.
Yeah. Information about divine counterparts and what that means and their difference in terminology. That's the new stuff that you don't even know that I've been channeled yet. We haven't talked about that. We haven't talked about that yet. So that's a teaser for the next. That's a teaser for the next season. Is that I've been channeled that there's a difference between divine counterpart and twin flame. You know, the twin flame super couples.
Yeah.
That's the divine counterparts. There's twin flame, which is amazing. Mm-hmm. But there are select divine counterparts, which is, I know, I got that a couple weeks ago and we haven't had it. We've talked about so much and haven't had a chance to go there. So there's a teaser, folks.
There's a teaser for next season.
Yeah, we're at 37 minutes. I mean, it just so.
I know. So with that being said, if you need to reach out to any of us for either for me, for twin flame coaching, for spiritual mindset coaching or anything, the link will be below. And Maisha, what about yourself?
Wow. We're still looking for twin flame authors if you want to tell your story. I'm doing Chiron this month, probably the last Thursday. I haven't decided for sure. Every Thursday night, I lead a guided meditation live. That is really a wonderful thing, you know. So if you can show up for that, the Zoom link is always up that day on Facebook, on YouTube. So at TikTok, I put it there too. Mm-hmm. Those are wonderful. But also, I work with people too. Just reach out to me. I'm very happy to work with people individually. I love guiding people with meditation mostly. Mm-hmm. I just guide people to find their own answers because your answers are within you. I don't have your answers. You do. But the thing is, sometimes we need help getting there. Sometimes we need help getting out of our own way.
Yeah. Out of mind's way.
Out of mind's way. That is exactly it. Exactly. And letting all that light in. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Girl.
Oh, yes. I know.
We didn't make it to the zoo either. Your tennis shoes are in my car.
I know. And I still have your thing too. Your
I know. So I see lunch coming.
I know. I see lunch that's coming too. But be on the lookout for next season. We'll be steady keeping you updated. I'll be steady posting content to be able to bring more people back to the channel so they can learn more about the Twin Flame Union. Some people are just coming into this, just discovering what the Twin Flame Union is about, and it's more than just, oh, I've met my lover of the divine counterpart and we're going to live happily ever after. And they're not listening to me. It's so much more than that.
They don't have to be twin flame not to be listening.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, the twin is going to listen.
Yes.
They're listening even if they're not listening.
Yeah.
They're listening when you live your life, your best life possible.
Yes. Whether if your twin is here or passed over, the same information, the same energy applies.
Yeah. All right, girl.
Love you so much and love everyone that has come to season 1 that has been with us along this journey. And I can't wait for season 2 and the expansion, the energy, the expansion of season 2.
Me too. All right, you all.
Have a wonderful day. Peace and love, my twin flame, my spirit guides.